we need to focus on our strengths. I often see people who want to be perfect, and they're very conscious of talking about their weaknesses, right? They become almost defensive. But I think it's important to know what you're not good at, but at the same time, focus on your strengths, develop your strengths and go with it, because as you grow, you're working in teams, you're not working in individual roles, right? And if you know what your weaknesses are, you can always have those capabilities and skill sets added with a team with you who can complement you and help you succeed, so that you're always playing on your strengths and not focusing and spending too much time on your weaknesses.
Hi Rubeena.
Hello.
So nice to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
CEO of iProspect. So we'll begin by asking you, what really is iProspect? What is it that you do? So let's start with that.
So iProspect is a digital marketing agency. It's been around for over 20 years, as long as perhaps the internet has been in the country. But we are focused largely on driving business outcomes for our clients. We're large partners of Google, Facebook. We're a global network. Basically, what we really do is work as an extended marketing and sales unit for our team, for our clients, to help drive, sales for their products and services. So that's the core of what we do. And allied to that, we have a suite of services which are in the creative, technology, analytics space. But at the core of it, we drive business outcomes for clients, so whatever it is.
And how long have you been with iProspect?
It's 3 years now. Yeah.
And before that?
Before that, I was running Money Control as part of Network 18, and I spent 12 years in Network 18.
Okay.
And prior to that, I started my career with Star. I spent about 4 years there, started from sales as a core, but built the bulk of my career at Network 18. Did a variety of roles for them. I think the pivot point in my career was when I started leading the business for Forbes India in the country, when Forbes was being launched, and this was quite counterintuitive because I had my experience in broadcasting. So from broadcasting to move to a magazine, a print magazine, was quite...
It's actually reverse almost.
Yeah, it is reverse. It's quite counterintuitive, and it was a bit of a risk at that point in time. But I think it was a wonderful opportunity for me, got me exposed to different sides of the business, whether it was distribution, working very closely, collaborating with the editorial teams, which you can imagine in traditional setups are quite old school, if I may say, and also quite guarded with the way they operate, especially with business people. But I think we did some great work together, came out with products which were good for the industry and good for clients as well. And that's when I started thinking that what do I want to really do next? Where is it? And then I could see digital coming up as a big trend. And I asked for a change to move on to the digital business, and I was given the opportunity to run Money Control, which I did there. Again, fabulous experience. Managed to revamp the whole product. The app that you see now, I'm very proud of it. I was part of the team who revamped that. Much ahead in time, we started content marketing, and we were just talking, about content. We started content marketing in Money Control 6 years ago, so which at that time was very early for its days. And along with that, did lots of interesting, innovative stuff. We launched, I remember, the Apple Watch app of Money Control. Then we launched the Jaguar car app for Money Control. So it was exciting. But then when I really wanted to be in the center of the action, have a 360-degree view of what was going in the digital ecosystem, I thought iProspect was the place that I wanted to be. I wanted to be in a digital marketing agency, and a large digital marketing agency. And I was lucky to get the opportunity to run this, and it's
very exciting to work with a suite of brands.
Yes.
Obviously. But you know what? Digital is evolving so fast.
Yes.
There's something new practically every
That's
day.
right.
So how do you as an individual ensure that you keep up?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's such a dynamic world. Things change so quickly, and it's very hard to keep pace with what's going on. I do spend my time reading, like all of us do in this industry. But I think I am also privileged to be part of this organization, iProspect. Like I said, we are large partners of Google, Facebook, Amazon, some of the large players in the ecosystem. So they take a lot of time in coming and kind of telling us what is happening next, how they are thinking about this space and what's going on. So that is one thing. The other thing is that we're a global network. We're present in like 85 countries, right? So there are markets which are ahead of us, and we're a very connected group. So you get to learn from markets which are ahead of you. What are things happening there? What are trends they're seeing there? How they are tackling the problem, and you can bring the solutions back here. The other part is also, I think part of my job is because the digital industry is new, you end up working with a lot of young people. And if you have experience working with them, you'll agree with me that they question everything. They're very hungry, they're very curious, they like to know new things. So they keep questioning you that why can't we do it this way? Why do we have to do this? What if we were not to do this? What if we were to look at it another way? I think that whole challenger mindset keeps you also on your toes, and you're constantly learning, and not just learning from outside and guiding them, but also learning from them. So, and I think it's a really vibrant ecosystem. Yeah. So
in all these years, and you work with some really good brands. So let me ask you this question: if 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, and X plus Y is equal to success and leadership and being at a leadership position, in your case, what is X and what is Y? There could be a Z also. But what are the factors that, according to you, lead to success or to a leadership position?
Okay, so for me, when I look at personal success, there are two areas. So one is, of course, my professional life, and one is my personal life. And for you to succeed in your professional life, I think there has to be job satisfaction in what you do. How do you get job satisfaction? I think you have to work in an environment which is encouraging, which appreciates what you do. You have to do the quality of work which you think is fulfilling for you as a professional, and you have to be happy doing that work. So that is one part of it. Personally, I think if you're able to give that work-life balance, spend time with your family and also with yourself, have the time to do things that you like to do, I think that is a measure of success for me, and I think I've managed to do it well. And to answer your question on a professional front, what do I think? What are the two factors that really I think one needs to do for successes? One is that we need to focus on our strengths. I often see people who want to be perfect, and they're very conscious of talking about their weaknesses, right? They become almost defensive. But I think it's important to know what you're not good at, but at the same time, focus on your strengths, develop your strengths and go with it, because as you grow, you're working in teams, you're not working in individual roles, right? And if you know what your weaknesses are, you can always have those capabilities and skill sets added with a team with you who can complement you and help you succeed, so that you're always playing on your strengths and not focusing and spending too much time on your weaknesses. So I think that is one part of it. The second very important part for me is, I think how should I say it? It's the mood that you bring to office. It's your attitude that you bring to your workplace, right? I've realized it's contagious, right? So if one is that if you control your attitude and you try to be happy, it's infectious. It just goes all over, and everybody's happy working around you, and generally you're more productive. Having said that, there are challenges. There are days which are very challenging days. You have very difficult days. How do you deal with that? What I try to do is I try to, at least even and most on the difficult days, still till date, I try to write down 3 things that I think I liked about the day to day at work. That encourages me and also gets me out of that mood, which sometimes, when you're driving back from work, you're taking back with you, trying to reflect about your day and say, oh, I could have done this better, or this didn't go well. Rather, it makes you more positive and makes you think about some of the things that went off well, even on a bad day.
Very well said.
Yeah.
I really like that, and I really like you.
Thank you.
The more I'm listening to, I really like you.
Yeah.
But, so continuing from there, you also have done a female foundry. It's
That's
a
right.
program for
That's
women,
right. That's right.
So was that again a passion project, or how did you think about it, or what was the reason behind it? Tell me more. It's a mentoring program for women entrepreneurs, if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
right? Tell me more.
So I'll tell you, Dan and iProspect are, believe firmly in equality and gender diversity.
Right.
So how it started off is I started a program called Women at iProspect for iProspect India.
Right.
So this whole program was around three pillars. One was, creating a women's network, because women have different issues when they come to work. Work life is balance is different for them. To be able to network with other colleagues, male and female, is different for them. Like women don't network over drinks, women network over other things, right? Or not over a game of cricket. Maybe they have different interests. So one was to create a network for women so that they could talk about, their struggles, their challenges, and also their wins, and help each other. Mentor each other and help each other through, to grow. The other was getting more successful women in the industry. So whether it was our partners we work with, or is our clients we work with, to come in and share their stories, right, of success. And as we had more women speakers come into the office and talk to us, we realized all of them had similar challenges. As some of them were growing. So we did that. And the third part of it was, identifying women, and we identified 5 women we have as we speak. And this year we've, built individual development programs for them so that we are able to encourage them to take leadership roles in the future. So we were doing a lot of work for women at iProspect. And then we said that why restrict it only to iProspect? Perhaps, and I was just looking at some numbers that India is a very second most entrepreneurial country, right? But if you look at the percentage of women entrepreneurs, it's less than 15%.
It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. That why not? And we said, then why should we not extend this and take it further, a step further, and launch a mentoring and a networking platform for women entrepreneurs. We got a sponsorship from Dan globally and iProspect globally. And we actually ran a program where we called for entries. We got over 100 entries, and there was no promotion budget for it because it was just pro bono work, right? But we managed to get 100 entries, which were 3-page long forms, so not easy and cumbersome to fill on, your mobiles. But we got those. We shortlisted them to about 12. We invited 12 women for a 3-day boot camp. We had an external partner, Jen, who came in from UK to hold a boot camp for these women, which was around, understanding the consumers, looking at different markets, how the market they operated in, their competitors, how they could expand to different markets, or looking at new ways of doing business models.
What did you learn from this?
A lot. I came back very inspired from the program, because each of these women entrepreneurs, they're so smart, they're so sharp to have identified an opportunity, a unique opportunity to solve for customers. And also their struggles, challenges, and how they overcame that without the backing of a large organization. We take in a professional organization, you take so many things for granted, that your Wi-Fi is working, you're an admin guy running around, everything is taken care of, your parking is taken care of, so many things, right? I mean, payroll is taken care of. Like, as a CEO, I don't have to worry about that. But hearing them through their journeys, I think I came back very inspired and with a huge amount of respect for each one of them. Yeah.
So before we did this, before we reached out to each other, I did research, obviously, and I saw you as a very visible face.
Yes.
You definitely do believe in personal branding. I saw interviews. I see you speak at a lot of forums.
Yes.
So is there a conscious decision? Is it a strategy? How has it helped you being a visible face? Because I see a lot of women not being that. There are women who do that. There are also women. But in your case, yes, you're a visible face. So what is the strategy behind it? How does it work? And how has it helped you?
Okay. So first of all, I don't think it's personal visibility. I think it's professional visibility. And the way I look at it, I think it's part of my job in running a company to be there. And I think in the leadership roles that I've had over the past few years, whether it was with Forbes or with Money Control and now with iProspect, I think it's my professional obligation to be a public face in the industry, because it helps me in two ways in my job. That's the way I look at it. One is that, we're a services company, we're a people-based company. We need to attract good talent all the time, right? And so being at events and speaking at events, I think talking about what iProspect is and what the kind of work we do helps us get the right talent, attracts them to the company. And the second thing is it also helps me meet potential new clients. Also, the fact that I contribute a lot, in the industry forums, I think keeps iProspect top of mind for them. So whenever there's an opportunity to do some work, I think they come back. I don't know how to quantify if it's personally helped me, but I think from a qualitative point of view, definitely, I think, as a business leader, I feel I should share whatever I have learned from the industry as I continue to learn back from the industry. So that's how I think of it.
I also look at it as becoming a role model.
Yes.
Because we do definitely need more role models, diverse role models, right?
Yes.
So I look at it like that, which I think is a good thing.
Yes.
Personally, I also look up to you or anybody else who's building a personal brand as a role model. But what's your leadership style?
So my leadership style has been always, trying to provide an opportunity for people to win. So, first is I inherently believe in people. I trust people. And because of that, I empower them. So I'm more at the back trying to help them, guide them as and when they need that help and mentoring. And also at some point, if they need feedback, I'm always there to give them that feedback. So that's really my leadership style. And like I said earlier, I try to create a workplace which is happy. I mean, we all have struggles at work, but if we put it on a smile and deal with it, it just makes it easier. Yeah.
What comes next for you?
What comes next for me? I don't know. I think I'm still young. I'm 42, but yeah, I've got a few years to go. I think I've always believed in doing my best and being positive, and doors have opened and big opportunities have come, without thinking through it that strategically.
And books, board positions. What is it that
I haven't thought of it like that, but I think I definitely in the next few years I want to do something at a large scale, but also be able to create some kind of impact in the industry. So that's really what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you take time off? What do you do for just self-care?
What is self-care? So for me, it's personal time off. So one is, I have a 7-year-old daughter, so I mean, it's very therapeutic just spending time with her. But for myself personally, my alone time, I think I'm into fitness. I spend that 1.5 hours in the gym. It helps me be more disciplined and focused, both on my, health and also otherwise. I think it brings back the focus that I need. And fitness always pushes you to do better and better and better, and it motivates you. So yeah, I think that helps me a lot.
Absolutely, it's such a part of, if it's a part of your lifestyle, I think it manifests itself in every part of your life,
does.
Including your professional life.
It does.
That happen. I've only very recently started focusing on fitness, so I know it's
as long as you start the journey.
Yeah, in other parts of my life as well. Tell me a little bit more about yourself, Rubeena the person. What is it that tell me what your favorite holiday?
What is my favorite holiday?
Favorite destination? Favorite
lots
holiday.
of holidays. About me, okay. Basically, me and my husband are proud parents of a 7-year-old. She's the center of our life. Currently, she's turning out to be a lovely girl. But like I said, I'm a Punjabi. I'm fond of eating, but I also focus. That's why I also focus on fitness. And fitness came to me very early in my life. I was actually put on a diet when I was 2 years old because I was so fat I couldn't walk.
Okay.
Really, I didn't walk till 2, so I had to be put on a diet. I belong to Amritsar. Came here 20 years ago. Trained to be a statistician.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a gold medalist at the Bombay University.
So statistics to media.
Yeah, just
How
by
was that journey?
confluence of coincidences, just not planned. Actually, I got an in-campus placement where I was working with GE Capital. I was to go and work in UK, and I'm a Desi. I didn't want to go, so I quit by accident. Chance meeting with Star TV, got into media. And yeah, I think at iProspect now I'm using, that skill comes to use where it's the best of both, the marketeer in me and the statistician in me. I can,
Also,
bring
I think
both.
digital, particularly because you work in performance marketing,
Yeah.
numbers too.
Yeah, somewhere I think it helps.
Numbers.
Or I like to think of it like that. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one last question, which is, about just the fact that you do so much. You're mentoring. You're also obviously the CEO, so you have a lot of stuff on your plate. It's a question I mostly hate asking women because this whole work-life balance. But I think you did speak about it, but I still want to leave that one last question, that work and life, how do you integrate and how do you balance both?
So I'll be honest, Deepika. So for me, my work life is part of my life. I don't look at it as two different things. This is my work, this is my life. It's a choice that I've made, right? And there's no straight answer for it. There are choices I make every single day, right? Tomorrow is a PTA at my daughter's school, and I also know there is an important pitch. How do I make that choice? What is it? I make it one way or the other, and these are challenges which happen every time. And I don't feel guilty about it because it's the path that I've chosen for myself. So when I'm at work, I'm completely focused at work. And when I'm at home, I'm completely focused, towards my family. And that's how
I think that's the trick.
That is it. And I don't feel guilty about it because, like I said, it's my own personal choice. So I have nothing to feel
I
bad
always
about.
ask this because, while I know that it's a question that a lot of people, why are women ask this question? But I like asking women this question because, a lot of women do fall off the workforce.
Yes.
Due to this whole imbalance.
Yes.
So what happens is that women who have reached the top, it becomes like an inspiration.
Yes.
That if I can do this, perhaps you can do this too. So the whole idea is just focus on, like you said, just focus on what you're doing at that point, which is actually a great tip.
Yeah, and also, I have to be honest, Deepika, I've been very lucky to have the family support. My husband is very supportive. My mother-in-law and my mother help in raising our daughter. So, I'm very lucky to have that family support. While it's easy for me to say that, but I know a lot of women are not lucky enough to have that family support, and that's why I think they have to take that sabbatical for a couple of years and then try and get back again. So yeah, if you have family support, one is definitely able to do much more. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rubeena.
Thank
you.
you.
It was a pleasure speaking with you. I'm so glad we did this.
Thank
finally.
you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure talking to you as well.
Thank you so much.